All right, today's gonna be a good day. I have someone who reached out to me on Instagram, kind of following my stuff. I've been following her stuff. Her name's Carly, asking me if we can collaborate in some way, and has a lot of questions for me about business and how I got started. She's relatively young. I think she's 20, 21, and kind of wants to get started on the entrepreneur journey. I guess wants to just ask me how I got started, and I love talking about that. I love helping as many people as possible, so we're gonna get that done today. Get a little workout session in too. She's in the fitness space, so I feel like that's appropriate. Super pumped about that. So today's a good day, man. I'm excited. Impact more lives. That's what it's all about. All right. Faster Fitness, my home. We're here. This is where the magic happens. Let's get it done. Yeah! What's up, girl? Hey, what's going on? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Carly, so tell me, what are some things you're like, what are you working on right now? What are you up to as far as business and all that?
Right now I am building an in-person training business and an online business. I dropped out of college about 3 weeks ago now to pursue this, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a ride, but definitely worth every bit of the stress that it has put upon me, so.
So we have that in common. I dropped out 2.5 years into college career.
Okay, same. Well, 2 and like a quarter. I got halfway through the semester.
I was in my first year of what Faster Fitness is, but I was renting space at a gym, and then that's when my business started getting a little bit better, and I was like,
oh, so you started this while you were still in school?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. So, but it's like, for me, it's like, I was a decent student. College was kind of weird. Like, I feel like it was kind of getting in the way of what I wanted to do, which was like build a business. Yeah, so I kind of made that decision like the day before the final.
I did that too. I was like, I had midterms coming up, and I was like, I don't want to study for these. I'm not going to.
Yeah, so I was just like, you know what, this is my last class, and then I just kind of stopped and then went all in with the business stuff, and then the rest.
How's it been working out for you so far? Obviously pretty good.
Yeah,
you're your own gym now.
Yeah, it was probably the best decision I've ever made, for sure.
All right, 5 more?
A bunch of 5 mores.
So what were you studying in school before you?
I was studying kinesiology, because I knew I always wanted to do something like in the fitness space. I think everyone kind of has like the same kind of ideas, like whether if it's occupational therapy or physical therapy. Like that's what kinesis is. It's either those two or entrepreneurship training, whatever, right? PE coach, whatever it is. But so I was kind of doing that, and then when I went to community college, it felt like high school all over again. And I was like, oh, this is so boring. Like, I wasn't. Another reason why I feel like I dropped out too is because I wasn't getting challenged enough, like with the things that I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
they were just showing me.
You with like, I feel like just a bunch of BS, like busy work, especially for your gen ed and
math, history, bunch of crap. Like, it's just whatever. Like, I don't know. So then I got the taste of business, and I'm like, man, like this is cool. Cause I mean, for one, like I needed a job, right? And I got certified, and I started training people. I was like, okay, I started seeing like some cash flow in. Like, I wasn't living off of parents' money or anything like that. But then it's like I saw what came from that. What came from that was like impacting people's lives.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest thing. And like I started seeing one person through training, and then multiple people. I was like, damn, like this is I'm onto something here. Like I feel like a lot can happen in this industry. Like if I keep going with it, and like I think that's what drove me to where I'm at today. Because like literally, like this is not about money. It's not about like the fame or anything like that. It's literally about every single person that walks in through that door. Like their life is going to change if they're in our presence, period. You know, so that truthfully is like the driving force, like each and every single day.
So that leads me to ask then, did you ever experience that personally? Because I know that's like what did it for me. I experienced the change that fitness made in my own life, and that's why I want to do it for other people.
Mm-hmm. Sports was a big thing for me, right? Like, so I always love staying in shape. I always love working out. I've had some really good coaches and I've had some really bad coaches.
Yeah.
And I've learned from those two, even to this day, like I have those coaches' messages playing over in my head over and over again. Like, for me, like I consider myself a really good coach because of how bad that one coach was.
Yeah, you learn from it.
Yeah, you learn from it.
You never forget those experiences. You'll forget all the nice things people say, but someone tells you one negative thing and you never forget that. That like drives you forever.
No, it's straight up, and like, so it's like I'm literally never gonna be like this guy. Like I strive to be way better than him. So that's like motivation in itself. So talking about experiences that you've gone through in life, like I'm happy I went through like those crappy years with that coach, you know. Then I've also had some really great coaches that it's like taught me a lot about work ethic, taught me a lot about like always staying on top of your game. So a lot about sports and training like turned into business, which is like truthfully the same thing. It's like, you know, there's people who are literally trying to run you out of business and trying to get your clients or trying to just beat you, you know what I mean? So it's like I have that same relationship with what I had with sports to business.
The competitive side of things.
Big time. Yeah, so that's why like I feel like my work ethic, like it's because of all of those people that have come into my life, and why I continue to like to get better and better every single year to try to increase my business is because of that. So that was like a big transformative experience, I think, and I relate that to my life in general. So
that's awesome. You get to change lives every day.
Oh yeah. Wanting to train more of?
Well, I don't really have like a specific like career or like a specific like females of like this age or something. My ideal audience is people that struggle with like mood disorders, so anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, because that's kind of like my why I do it. I struggled with that like growing up, and I still do. So for me, like I started bodybuilding when I was 14, and I started with an eating disorder for about 2.5 years, and I was like extremely depressed and doing things for the wrong reasons, and I overtrained a lot and like just wanted to like be super skinny, and I was just like 87 pounds. And once I actually started competing, and not just like bodybuilding training and dieting, but actually competing, I learned how to structure things better so that I was actually doing it for the benefit of my health and not for the detriment of my health. And I like hated it right away because I was like, F this, like this is way too much restriction and like strictness and stuff. But over time I started noticing not necessarily just the changes it was making in me physically, but mentally. I was like becoming mentally stronger, and I eventually got over my eating disorder, and I never told anyone about it. I just through like bodybuilding and how I was like living and learning to diet and stuff, I was like, oh shit, like you always know your eating disorder is bad. Like when you have one, you know, like when you're going and like throwing up all the food you just ate, you know that's not good to do, but I just wasn't mentally strong enough to not do it. So bodybuilding helped me build that like sense of self-control and discipline. And I don't necessarily want to train bodybuilders, but I want to be able to help people that struggle with the same things and show them that like my whole mantra, I guess, my like slogan business line thing is healthy is happy. So showing that once you start taking care of yourself and your health, which is more than just the physical aspect of things, so the mental side of your health, the spiritual side of your health, you start to experience what that like true happiness is that comes from within yourself. So
yeah, I like it a lot. It's actually something that it's so good that you have like a specific thing that you're trying to help people with, because like my biggest piece of advice for like, if I was a trainer again, knowing what I know now, I would train a specific type of person that I know that I can make the most impact with based on what I've gone through, so like you've gone through that, so you know exactly what people are going through and you know exactly how to help them. Right. So because I feel like trainers today, like they just want to grow their business, they just want to like make money or whatever the case may be, but they're not like specific, right? Like they're not specialists, right? So you can be a specialist in that area, right? And like for me, for my version, like what we do here at Faster Fitness, like we train moms like to lose weight and to be better versions of themselves. Like that is our avatar, that is what we're specialists at, so
in that you're helping them become better so that they can be better parents for their kids. Yeah, so like
I love that, like that community, and I love that type of person, and that's who like 80-90% of our clientele is here. So like that would be a big piece of advice for me. It's like be a specialist. Don't just be like a jack of all trades. Like I'll train anyone.
Yeah, I hate that. I personally no, I cannot help everyone. And I've had people come to me and I refer them to other trainers because I'm like, in all honesty, I could help you, but not as good as I know this person can. Like I don't have as much experience in that area. I'm not looking to grow experience in that area, so I'm going to refer you to someone that is.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, the amount of self-awareness that you have around that is important too, because there's a lot of people who do not have self-awareness like at all.
Like you said, a lot of people just want to build a business. So like whether they're self-aware or not, because like some people will be self-aware, they'll know that like I probably can't help this person really well, but hey, look, they're going to pay me so much money, I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, and that's not about that, I mean, that comes and goes. Like, I mean, money, it ebbs and flows, but when you're a specialist at something, it's, exactly. Like you're shooting a lot of videos and content right now, so like all your content should be revolved around that, and it should be revolved around like, hey, if you struggle with this, talk to me personally. I can help you both in person, online, whatever it is. Like that's how you build a business, So that's good. I'm happy that you're specializing in that. Like that's truthfully how you build a good business, like not just a client here and there. Like I think that's how you build a really good business. Yeah, and like I said, like I'm better with those one-on-one connections and personal relationships, and I think with the clientele that I'm trying to go for, I think it fits really well, because people that are that way, I mean, right off the bat, they don't want to like jump into a large community of people, they want to feel comfortable with you and then maybe go into a community of people. So that's awesome. Happy with that. Long-term goal for you with like, do you want to get a bigger space? Do you want to eventually move somewhere else? As far as like expanding here, I think I'm good for right now. This past year I closed down a second location that I tried to do, and I did that for 10 months. And I'll talk about that more in depth on another video, but it's just for lots of reasons it just didn't work out. And truthfully, I expanded just because I got a little complacent. Like everything was good here, like things are still going really well here. I don't want to use the word bored, but like I was just wanting to do more. I wanted to expand. Obviously, I just kind of wanted to grow. Like I'm always in that headspace where like, what's next? What else can I do, right? Closed it down after 10 months. Like lost a lot of money in it, a lot of my time and energy. Like I was the most stressed I've ever been in my entire life. Yeah. And just didn't work out. But so now, being out of there for a few months, like had some time to like soul search and talk to my mentor about kind of like what's next steps for me. A lot of it has to do with like speaking. A lot of it has to do with like not only impacting like our clients here, but like I mentioned earlier, like talking to the fitness industry a whole lot more, and just talking in business in general. Like I feel like
I've lived a pretty accelerated life, like at my age. So like I've learned a lot of lessons. So I think any business in general, especially like young people like us, like young entrepreneurs, I could learn a lot from that. So like that's the direction I'm gonna head in.
Make it a YouTube series. You can become a speaker.
Make a what?
Make it a YouTube series.
Oh, yeah.
And start getting known enough to become a speaker.
That's the goal. That's the goal right there.
There you go.
All right, Carly. What are some of your big goals, like moving forward now?
Well, like long term for me is to grow the online side of things. So the tentative plan right now is that I'll probably do in-person training for maybe 2 or 3 more years, and I want to leave the US at some point. So that's like a 5-year goal right now. So the goal is to have a built enough online business that I can live anywhere in the world, because I want to experience living in multiple different countries. So first place I plan on going is Canada, then probably somewhere in Europe, then possibly somewhere in the Middle East, and just live in different countries. And if I have an online business, that's something that can actually grow with me as I go to these new countries and meet more people and do things that way.
Nice, I love that.
So
that's that laptop lifestyle.
Yeah. But I talked to this guy at my gym, and he doesn't even train. He just films content at the gym, and all he does is sell one program. Once I saw like the growth potential, I was like, I really just need to learn how to get good at marketing, because that's all that's holding me back. So seeing that just like lit a fucking fire inside of me. I was like, oh my god, like if he can do it, like why the hell can't I? Like I just need to learn the marketing side of things a little bit better.
It's not bad. I mean, you're doing it. You know, just keep filming that content. You know, again, specializing in something. I don't think, like, he specialized in something, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's exactly my point.
It's very specific.
So, no, I mean, you got it. You know, so I like that you came in here. We got a little workout in, and I loved hearing about your business and where you're going. So if I could support you in any way, let me know.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
It's good learning
cool.
from you.
Yeah, for sure.